Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. Welcome to your reading for January 30th through February 5th. February 5th brings us a full moon in Leo. I am doing videos for the full moon. Yours will be out on Thursday, so keep an eye out for that. You have here the overall, oh my God. You have here for the overall energy the card of compassion. So while I'm getting out these cards here, I want to talk to you about compassion. Compassion is when you can be an objective observer of life, of things around you. You notice things and you understand that it is part of being the human condition. And so that when we can do that, then we reach the point in our lives where we can forgive ourselves, and because we were just humans doing human things, and we don't attach judgment to it. So it is the releasing of judgment of ourselves and then of others, because when we release the judgment of ourselves, everything else becomes way easier. You guys have a week of gaining a new perspective through the act of this compassion. The more that you're willing to really see how things are connected, and yet they're saying not affected. Okay, so you see the interplay of things, but you don't judge it. Instead, this releasing of the judgment allows you to heal, right? When you don't judge things to be good or bad, they just are. But beautiful new beginning coming out of this full moon. You have the Ace of Pentacles here. I'm sorry, Ace of Swords. Always looks like a pentacle to me. Ace of Swords. Clarity. A lot of clarity coming in here. All right. Key to the situation, you have two, and they're both major arcana. The major arcana that are showing up in your you have so much major arcana. Taurus had so much major arcana. Okay, here we go. The Hermit and the Star. And so the Hermit, look, she climbed the steps, went up onto the mountain to take the objective observer role of life. Okay? That's compassion. She did it to, I'm saying she because it looks like it's a woman, but it doesn't matter, male or female. Here, the clarity comes in. And then this light that is within her, this is the healing energy, the Star of Hope. She's pulling it down and she's putting it inside of her. A lot of times you'll see the Hermit card with the lantern with the Star of Hope in it. She already has it. So there's two ways of looking at this. Oh, they're saying to look at it. Okay, it isn't that she's pulling it down. It's that she's taking that hope that's inside of her and she's releasing it to the universe, sort of like putting it out there into the universe to manifest and create what she wants. And so this week, I think a lot of clarity comes in from being a very objective observer of your life and the lives that have impacted yours, that networking of lives around you that have taught you lessons, brought you opportunities, that have encouraged you to grow and to become, because you have here, what do you anchor your energy into? You have your card, it's the death and the rebirth, the Scorpio card here. And I love this. Look, inside there is where she has released that star up there. There it is. So it's the star inside of you, but it's also the future. It's what you want to manifest and what you want to bring in. What you think about, you can manifest and create. And how do you transform the situation? Seven of Cups. Decide. Decide. What do you want to do? I feel like there's not necessarily a wrong answer. There's just the next answer. It's just the next thing. You know, I've never noticed this before. Wow. I was telling my friend last night that my third eye feels so open today. Look, this is my singing bowl. Okay? The singing bowl, it sounds out an intonation, a vibrational energy of a higher elevation. In the Seven of Cups, I don't know if you can tell, but it's singing bowls. He's choosing what frequency he wants to vibrate at next. What frequency do you want to vibrate at? You get to choose. Do you want to choose? It doesn't matter. Whatever you choose, you're not wrong. You get to choose. And so here, what has been draining your energy, you have the energy of the Two of Cups. That's two of these singing bowls. But it's almost as though you've been wanting someone else to help you to fill up your cup. These are all empty, and you're being asked to choose which one you want to fill up for yourself. To choose you. And to see the tapestry of your life from a higher vantage point and say, wow, okay, so those were things I wanted to experience on a higher soul level before I incarnated. And some of them really sucked and they were tough to go through, but they helped me to grow and to become and to be able to see to the next step in my evolution. So the obstacle here is this Four of Pentacles. It's almost like clinging tightly to what feels stable, not wanting to look at the negative stuff. And suddenly, because that South Node's been so busy in your sign, it comes with this Knight of Swords. It's like racing to catch up. He's running toward that motorcycle that's already moving and Spirit's leading the way. It's racing to catch back up with yourself through your evolution. Like sitting there wasn't the way to go. Moving forward. So this week, with this full moon, there comes an opportunity to really release and let things go. There's a lot of energy around releasing because there's a lot of squares that come up this week that are very important, especially right at that full moon. Here you've been trying to seek the stability, right? The Emperor. The Four of Pentacles is a lower echo of the Emperor, the Four. And so trying to be strategic, trying to figure out how to have it all, trying to figure out how to be in charge. But the way to be in charge is to literally let go and go after something new. The next evolution of yourself. You just have to choose. And I don't think it really matters. I think it's important that it's something that you really want, that you release your dream out into the universe in order to manifest it and to bring it in. In the area of resources, you have the Wheel of Fortune with this Nine of Cups. She is throwing many vibrational energies, many wishes up into the air. And she understands that by being very balanced, because she's standing here in a very balanced position, the tree pose, on the top of this wheel, she's spinning it. She's staying balanced, and the energy to anchor into is the energy of balancing again, this Two of Pentacles. And so there's a cyclical nature around things, and there's an evolutionary. And so this right here shows the cyclical nature. And so things are always spiraling, and they're spiraling, hopefully in the upward direction. They do if you're willing to go that way. And so we get there through compassion for ourselves, for those who have harmed us. We don't have to totally understand why they did what they did. Sometimes you just can't get that answer. But you can understand they did it because they're in the human form. Because on the other side of the veil, you are equal. You are both light. And this is a soul contract to come in to trigger the growth. And so sometimes our most difficult encounters with people are the people who actually are working the hardest in our favor. They may not be aware of it. They probably aren't. But on the other side of the veil, our higher selves know, and our higher selves know. And so we're just here. If you think of life as kind of like a play, Shakespeare wasn't wrong. We're just actors on the stage. We're playing out different scenarios so we can learn and grow and experience on a soul level. And it's not always easy here. On the other side, we're like, oh yeah, no, I get why I did that. And we still have to go through the process of compassion and growth on the other side too. That happens. But here we get to really be in all the sensory part of it. It makes it harder and it makes it more beautiful. And souls line up to get here, to go through this experience. And so here, throw your wishes out there to the universe. Let them go out there to bring in this balance and to turn the wheel. And so in the heart space, you are being asked to dive a little deeper, to see things from a different perspective, to find the light within. So here we have the depths and here we have the heights. And here we have the depths and here we have the heights. It is in the middle somewhere that the growth happens. Let's take a look at what that moon's doing. It starts out in Gemini this week. When it's in Gemini, there's a lot of productive energy, but it's going to square Venus. And Venus, so Venus is in Pisces, and that energy trines yours. And later this week, when the moon gets into Cancer, that energy also trines yours. And so I think in the center of the week there, a lot of this confusing stuff starts to make sense, and there's a nice flow of energy. But it might be a little bit of a struggle Monday, Tuesday, and early into Wednesday. And you're being asked, we have the Hermit's Light of Discovery. No kidding. It's called Water's Wisdom, the Hermit's Life, and we have the Slips. And that's the energy in between as things move. And it's peace, agent of change, impact, and importance. The agent of change. And so with the Seven of Cups energy, what emotionally would help you? What would you like to feel? Choose an emotion, choose a vibration, and start taking actions that allow you to experience that vibration. And so if what you want to feel is love, start by loving yourself, doing what you need to do for you that's good. It's a hard journey. We all have to take it on some level or the other. Scorpio, in this lifetime, I feel like I think whenever you incarnate as a Scorpio, it's probably a tough lifetime. But we just went through some really tough energy around Scorpio. That should be easing over the course of this year. That's the good news, right? We're getting out of all these planets being in fixed signs, except for Pluto that's going to dip into Aquarius. But most of the planets they're moving in a way that should ease some of that high pressure. So what would you like to feel? If what you want to feel is joy, then you start to feel joy. Literally. When a situation happens, you go, where's the joy in that? And sometimes it's harder to find than others. So say your car breaks down. Sometimes the joy is that someone stopped to help you. Or your car doesn't start in the morning and you're late for work. Well, the joy would be, one, you're not stranded in the middle of nowhere, and two, you might need a day off and you just weren't willing to take it, so Spirit gave it to you. A lot of times if we manage our energy well, that stuff doesn't necessarily go down like that. But if you can find, you know, when that person cuts you off, and where's the joy in that? Well, the joy in that is you don't know, but they're slowing you down, and maybe, just maybe, it helped you to avoid something else. You guys get the Phoenix. That moon, when it's in Cancer, I'm telling you, that's such beautiful energy, because Venus is going to trine the moon and trine you. And so that's kind of like this, your own personal water trine that is incredibly powerful. And you have the Phoenix and crystal clear. They're asking you to choose what you want and then allow yourself to rise. Take flight. This is a hummingbird, crystal clear. So choose something with a high vibrational energy, right? These are singing bowls. Pick one that's got a nice high vibrational energy and match it. Match it with your thoughts. Match it with your actions. Choose to find the joy and the love in the moments. And if you find yourself focusing on the negative, shift your thinking. You can always do that. That is something you have control over. You can change your mind, literally. And changing your mind changes your experience. Changing your perception changes your experience. Choosing to find the good in the moment. You know, running to catch up with your future. You don't have to be stuck in the past where things were not working for you. You get to choose right now. Where do you want to go? Okay, so this one says the good kind. So again, choosing the joy and the happiness. You have creator air. That is the Ace of Swords energy. You get to choose what you want to think about, and you have integrate your knowing. It's in the heart space. So it has a fox on it. I don't know if you could see that. Okay, wow, sure is really making my nose itch here. Hold on. Okay, so when the thoughts come in, integrate your knowing. You know that your thoughts create your reality. If you choose to think of things in a negative way, you choose to create a negative reality. If you choose to think of things that happen as experiences and you're growing, and you choose to not dwell on the negative, but instead dwell on it like it was a muscle that you're strengthening and you're growing, and integrate your knowing in the heart space. I know I don't want to experience low vibrational energy anymore, so I'm going to move. I'm going to run toward things that are exciting and fun. I'm going to focus my thoughts on my dreams and my goals and where it is I want to go. It's in the heart space though, right? Because in the heart space, she's changing her perception. Both of these are in the heart space, and knowing and integrating your knowing is a heart space chakra color. And when you let your heart inform your head of what to think, if your heart says, I want to feel joy, and if the thought comes in and it is not a joyful thought, you let that go. And you bring in a new one. It's kind of like when, you know, you have a date. I don't know if guys do this as much as girls do, but I'm going to guess you probably do and you wouldn't tell us. You try on several different outfits before you decide on the one. A lot of times it's the first one you try it on. So that's why you should learn to trust your intuition. But if it doesn't look right, it doesn't feel right, then you choose something else. And it's kind of like your thoughts. That thought doesn't make me feel the way I want to feel. Just like the clothes didn't make me feel the way I want to feel. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to put something else in my head. I'm going to wear something else. I'm going to wear a different energy. I'm going to change my energy by choosing my thoughts. And I want my thoughts to reflect what I want to emotionally feel. And what I want to feel is joy. I want to feel satisfied. I want to feel successful. Whatever it is, right? So focusing your energy, choosing the thoughts that help you to recalibrate your life. And when something comes along and disrupts it, because it's none of us get to stay. Oh gosh, I can't say none of us. In my experience, I haven't met anybody that can keep in that energy 24/7. But what happens is you learn that you can stay in it in longer periods of time. And every time something happens and you're like, I wish I would have handled that better, then the next thing that comes along and you handle it better, you go, oh, I'm glad I did that. And you'll find that as you celebrate the successes, you focus more on what's great as opposed to what wasn't so great. I shouldn't even say great or wasn't so great. When you focus on what is in alignment with what you desire as opposed to what isn't in alignment, you will find that more and more things fall into alignment. It's a choice. And so, Seven of Cups, a lot of times they tell us to choose wisely. I just say choose what brings you joy. And everything else falls into place. All right, Scorpio, I hope that was helpful. Watch out for your full moon video that'll come out on Thursday. I'm on Facebook every day. Thank you so much for your support, your thumbs up, your comments. I truly appreciate you. You guys take good care. Choose joy. I'll see you next time.